if you're looking to get your students really involved in your lectures and your discussions, you might want to check out PollEverywhere. PollEverywhere.com is a site that offers free online polling, and students can interact and get involved with these polls by using their cell phones. And if you have class in a computer lab, they can also use their computers to vote. So it's like voting on American Idol. If they can use their cell phones to text, then they can use their cell phones to get involved in your classroom. So I have logged into my account on PollEverywhere. It's a free account to set up, so it's worth checking into and giving it a try. I'm going to go into my polls and I'm going to demonstrate some of the sample polls that I've used in class. And then I'll demonstrate how to create a poll. So one way you might get started in using PollEverywhere is set up a poll just to find out who's in your class. So I have a Who's Here poll, and this is from an old class, but you can see, I can go in and see the results from previous polls that I've done until I go in and delete them. So this poll I can create and I could put into a PowerPoint presentation, and so as students are replying, it shows up on the screen just like you see it now. So people will post in their name and submit it. Now with the free account you can have up to 40 students participate. So I'm going to go back to my polls. So a fast way of just getting people involved, get names of people. It's pretty exciting for them to be able to text in and see their name up on the screen. You can find out information about your class, and it's all anonymous. So if you wanted to find out, things like if they're a first-time college student, or you wanted to get some feedback from them. Here's an example of one that I did. I wanted them to come up with a list of careers that did not use computer technology. And you'll be able to see that they were really trying to come up with some things, but even some of them that are listed had to use computer technology. And once they find out that it is anonymous, sometimes you do get some weird answers and some weird feedback, but in general I haven't had too much of a problem with that. So you can ask questions for open-ended questions like who's here and like the career that does not use computer technology. We could give them specific options like a multiple choice and have them choose from a multiple choice. So this is from another workshop that I did where they would have to vote. There was something that they had to watch previously, and then they had to pick which was the right answer. So you can do a multiple choice type of poll. And I've even done Jeopardy, where I've created a PowerPoint presentation and had the question, or the answer actually, and students had to go in, and the first one with the right answer, they had to text in or vote on the computer with their answer, and so then the first one in got the points. So you could use this as a tool in the classroom. Maybe you have a PowerPoint, you're going over content and information. Maybe you want to get in the middle of it, sort of gauge and see what people have been understanding, what they haven't been understanding. Since it's all anonymous, you can find out. I mean, it's just at that point a quick assessment tool to find out what they understand, what they don't understand. So for example, you could do a quick quiz question to sort of see if they're grasping the main idea of what you're trying to get. So in this case, they did answer the question right. Now in PollEverywhere, you can keep all of your polls, and then you can go in and delete them as you don't use them anymore, or update them if you needed to make a change to something. So if I wanted to create a new poll, I can come over here and choose New Poll, and I can type in the main text of my question. So let's say I wanted to find out what type of cell phone everyone in my class has. So I can type in the question, and I'm just going to press enter, and I want to convert this to a multiple choice because I could get hundreds of different versions of answers. So I'm going to give them some specifics. And I can fill in the options. So I can say maybe they have an iPhone, maybe they have an Android or a smartphone, a flip phone, or an ancient brick phone. So I'll click continue. And so my poll loads up here, and we can see that I have the multiple choice options, and it has some instructions on here. So it has the question that I'm asking, and then it has a code. What they want you to do is this is the number that they're going to dial on their phone. They're going to text this message to 37607. The code that they select here is going to be their response. So if they have a flip phone, they're going to text 37607 with the code 413889. And then that will put a vote in for this particular option. And then what will happen is as their results come in, which is usually pretty fast, you'll be able to see the bars display on the screen, and they animate as votes come in, which is really kind of cool, and students get very excited about it. It's interesting, and it captures their attention. So after you have your polls created, if I go back to my polls, well, first let me show you over here how people can respond. And so they can use text messages. They can go, if they have any type of web device, like a computer or a laptop, even a smartphone, they could go into pollev.com/ and then your name, which would be for part of your account that you have set up. And then you can also send a private link and have them poll with tweets. Now I can download a slide of just this one poll, or if I'm going to include multiple ones, what I want to do is go out to my polls and I can select the polls. So I can say I want to do who's here, and I may want to do what type of cell phone do you have. And then once I've selected those, I can come up here and choose download as either a PPT or a PPTX. Now this is for Windows users. If you have a Mac, this does not work on a PPT or PPTX, but you still can use PollEverywhere. If I go into my poll, then under these options for downloads as a slide, there is the Mac Presenter, which you download and install on your Mac. And then it will allow you to display your polls on screen. So again, if I go back out to my polls, I can select multiple polls that I want and then go to download, and then it will give me a PowerPoint to download that will have a slide for each one of my polls. And since I'm working on a Mac, I can't really show that to you right now, but it's not too hard. You select it and download as a PowerPoint, and then each slide has it. And also what's nice is on the PowerPoint that you get, it has instructions on there for your students, especially for the first time you use it, on how to go about polling. And so that is just an overview of using PollEverywhere. It can be fun, and it can really get your students involved in the class.